What's up everyone, and welcome to another Bedrock tutorial video. I'm your host, OmLedu. In this video, we're going to be looking at this self-resetting code door. This specific design has 4 lights for your code, but it's easily expandable to include 5, 6, 7, or as many lights as you would like it to. Trying to unlock the door with the wrong code, nothing will happen, but if you hit the right code, the lights will reset and the door will open. Going inside, we'll hit a pressure plate which shuts the door or opens it again when you're ready to leave, and the code is reset so people can't see what your code is. And best of all, it's easy to build and easy to expand. For each light that you want your code to have, you will have one of these sections built. It is just a simple T-flop coming out of a button. As for programming your custom code, you put a redstone torch right here if you want the light to be on, or a piece of redstone dust under here if you want the light to be off. We'll talk more about that later. For now, let's see what you need to build this thing. So for a 4 light code door, this is what you will need. You'll also need a bucket of water for the dispenser, which I forgot to include. But yeah, so as for the build area for the 4 light code door, you will need an 8 by 13 area. On the door side of the machine, you'll dig down 4 in a 3 wide area, as well as digging out 2 from this 3 by 4 section. And it's time to start building, so come to the back of one of your buttons, place a solid block diagonally down, and then 3 solid blocks 1 block away from that. Jump up here, place a dropper facing the front of the machine, then another dropper facing up, and then a dropper facing the back. That dropper is going into a hopper going down, and then 2 pieces of glass on top of these. Next up, we're going to place a comparator coming out of the bottom dropper going into a repeater. Then a solid block next to this glass right here, and then solid blocks on top of the repeater and coming out of the repeater. You'll have to crouch to get these. You can always place temporary blocks if you need to. And then another solid block coming out of this glass going into a redstone lamp, like so. Now we're going to place dust right behind the button, and then dust all along the top. So we'll have to place a temporary block to get up there, and then place dust right here all the way back. Not right there, but yep. And there you go. There is one section completely done. Now just got to build that 3 more times. If you want more than 4 lights on your code door, you can just keep building like outward. You can just keep building these going like the other direction. We'll talk about how you connect them all together in just a minute. Once you get your 4 light sections ready, it's time to insert the items. So just put 1 of any item into one of the 3 droppers per section. Just 1 item per section, doesn't matter what the item is. Any item, and then your light should be done. You can now press the button and the light should turn on and off, like so. Now that your light sections are complete, it's time to tie them all together. So you're going to place repeaters into the solid block that's under the dropper that's under the hopper, all the way across. This is what resets the system when you enter the correct code, like so. Okay, and then once you do that, come to the back, and it's time to put in your code. So remember that a torch means that the light wants to be on, and a piece of dust under here means the light wants to be off. So whatever you want your code to be, throw torches and dust accordingly. And once you have your code, place a line of redstone dust right here to connect them all together. Then we're going to run this line down, so place a solid block with redstone dust, and then more dust going off this way into a repeater that's going into the side of a comparator. Make sure you're facing the back of the machine when placing that comparator. But then break out that block, and then come to the button that will open the door, place a block diagonally down from that, and then redstone dust all the way down to that comparator right there, like so. Next up, we're going to get our dispenser and place a dispenser facing down coming out of this comparator, like so. Place a bucket of water into this dispenser, and then place some blocks to block in the water so that it doesn't go running everywhere. Then we're going to place some solid blocks over here, and then diagonally up again. And then come to your dispenser, place a comparator coming out of this dispenser going into that solid block. Then place redstone dust on top of these 3 blocks that you just placed. Then jump down here, place 2 more solid blocks, 1 coming out from there and 1 next to the blocks covering your hole. Place a redstone repeater going into that solid block. Come back up to your dispenser and place a solid block above the comparator and above the dispenser. Then place a piece of redstone dust going into a redstone repeater. And then jump over on this side, grab your solid blocks, place a solid block coming out of that repeater, and then 2 more solid blocks like so with redstone dust on top. And we are almost done. Just got to connect the door now. So go over to your door, and when placing your iron door, make sure to place it Not in the front like this. Place it from the side so that it's open when it's not receiving power. And then come underneath it, place a solid block, 1 block underneath your door, with a redstone torch on the top. This should close your door like so. Now place solid blocks diagonally down from that block with redstone dust on the top of them. Place a repeater going into the frontmost block with redstone dust coming out of the back of the repeater. And then come back over to the front, place a solid block up diagonally from the other redstone dust, and then more solid blocks going over to the block that you used to cover your hole, like so. Now place redstone dust coming out from this dust over here, but we're going to place a comparator next to that other comparator going into a solid block next to the dispenser. Then we're going to place a solid block on top of this dust to split it. We don't want that dust to connect to itself. Then come down here, place a redstone torch on the side of this block like so. Then come back up here, grab your solid blocks and place a solid block above that redstone torch. And then 2 more solid blocks next to that comparator. Then a repeater going into the side of that comparator with redstone dust like so. And we're pretty much done. Okay, so now your pressure plate goes above this redstone right here. So place a solid block above this redstone with a pressure plate on it. And there you go, you are done. All that's left is to test it and make sure it works. So go check your code, make sure you know what your code is. Remember that redstone torches equal the light being on. So turn on the light with all the redstone torches, and then press the button and see if the door opens. And sure enough, it works. There we go. You built your very own redstone code door. Time to hide the redstone and build a house. And that's all we got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you liked it too, don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about it or what you would like to see in the future. Recently, I've been working on a Let's Learn Redstone project, a redstone tutorial series based on shorts, so that you can learn redstone quick and easy without some long, complicated video nonsense. So check that out. I hope you like it. I hope to see you back again sometime. But until then, I've been your host, OmLedu, hopefully teaching you a redstone trick or two, and reminding you that until next time, don't forget to have fun.